Hey guys, welcome to freeballedanceclasses.com. This is Iaza and I'm teaching you this lately in the last few videos I posted. I'm teaching you fan veil. So today I wanted to focus on the idea of the flutter. What is the flutter? You know, we talk a lot about the flutter. Well, the flutter, I mean, as a move in belly dancing, it's used to describe things like this, you know, like the flutter with the belly, like this one. Now start breathing because you have to kind of hold your breath to do the flutter. I have posted videos about how to do the flutter before. So it's basically a basic vibration of the belly flutter. But when we talk about the flutter when it comes to fan veil, it's something completely different. It's not the same muscles are involved, right? So we are actually using the wrist. Remember, you guys, I'm using my weightlifting gloves because I kind of love them for a fan veil because I get those blisters. So you guys use them. I really advise you to use them. So here we go. The flutter really comes from the wrist motion. This kind of back and forth. It almost looks like what we call, you know, in Spain, if you do flamenco, if you have that, what we call mostly gypsy flamenco, is the one where you use like a tambourine and you kind of dance around with a tambourine and doing flamenco with a tambourine. They call it the gypsy flamenco. They call it gypsy hand. You know, like in Spain, they call it gypsy hand. And I think I have posted a video before, like long time ago, teaching you guys how to do the tambourine hand. But you know, when we do the fan veil, which is kind of a modern prop, but when we do the fan veil, it kind of reminds me of that because we do like this motion. Except that with the flamenco hand or the tambourine hand, we're actually kind of doing this. You know. So basically the back of my hand is still facing you guys, and I'm doing this back and forth motion. However, with the fan veil, to create the flutter motion, we actually do an up and down motion a lot of times, like this. Like a lot of twisting, up and down, up and down, up and down, which is, by the way, really hard if you have carpal tunnels or if you have any wrist injury, because, you know, it kind of pulls on the veins as you're twisting, and it pulls on the, excuse me, mostly the nerves, not the veins, but the nerves, and it makes it really painful. So I really advise you, if you have any carpal tunnel issues or any wrist injuries, to kind of be very careful. I mean, you can attempt it because it's a beautiful move. I mean, I honestly think one of the most beautiful things about fan veils is the flutter. So if you are a belly dancer and you have carpal tunnels, please try the flutter as long as it's not painful. But it really is painful if you have carpal tunnel problems, okay? So the flutter is basically this kind of motion, you know, like when we do this, you know, and it kind of waves and creates that nice little wavy thing along the fabric, right? That's what we call the flutter. And the flutter, if you want to think about it, when it comes to fan veils, it's kind of like shimmying when it comes to other moves, you know. It's a very good layer in shimmy. So with flutters, when it comes to fan veils, you can layer onto any basic motion. The basic motion you have are front, back, down, side and down, across, you know. I mean, there's like forward and down, side, forward and down. Those are like basic mechanical problems, or excuse me, problems. What am I talking about? Movements. But then you can layer them with something else, and the flutter is a very good way to layer them. And usually layering with the flutter is something that happens on your way down. Because in fan veils, or in veils in general, there's a lot of up and down. However, it's not easy to layer with flutters when it comes to veil, but it's a lot easier to layer with flutters when it comes to fan veils. And the reason is because you have a grip on one thing, one handle, okay? And then you can like move the wrist. You can't do that easier with the fabric of the veil because you have a grip on something that's longer and wider. Here, we're working with length, but we're not necessarily working with length, with width. When the problem with veil is that we're working with width and veils. So the movements are a little bit different that way, right? So, the flutter. The flutter is a basic up and down motion, like this. And you can do it with every other move. You have to make it smaller in order to make it pretty. So up and down, up and down, up and down. That's all I'm doing here, you guys, honestly. Look, watch. And as I said before, and I will repeat it again, you're going to get a lot of blisters if you're practicing for hours learning the fan veils. So please get your weight glove your weightlifting gloves or your biking gloves because they really help. So this is a simple flutter, okay? I can do it crossing horizontally, crossing the body horizontally, right, like this. You can do it with the other arm. There's always one arm that's kind of like better than the other one, obviously, because you're either right-handed or left-handed, like that, right? We can do it up and down, so forward, up, down, forward, up, down, as the flutter. We can do it with the big half circle in the front, like this, and add a flutter. So, like this, flutter, like this, flutter, like this, flutter, and like this, flutter, right? You can do it forward with your palms up. You see how my palms are up here? Okay, forward and up, down, forward and up, down, forward and up, down. You can do it to the side as you're lifting to the side, where you're coming down with your palms up. And all these moves, by the way, you guys, I've taught you before. These are what I like to call the basic fan veil moves. So I have taught you all these moves before. Now I'm just kind of like adding the flutter to them. So forward, that's why I'm not breaking them down for you. Forward and down, forward and down, forward and down. Like quick, 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 and flutter. So the flutter is basically a simple vibration, and you can add to basically every move. It really is kind of like layering. You know how like with belly dancing you have like the shimmies, right? And then you kind of layer with your circles, you layer with your upper back undulations, you layer with your sides, slides, you layer with everything you want. That's kind of how like the flutter is to fan veil. It's the shimmy. And then all the other veil moves that you know, whether they're like side, up, down, side, down, all those same exact moves. You just kind of add that quick wrist motion. But I really guys want you to be careful if you have wrist issues, because it's the 21st century biggest problem, physical problem that a lot of people have because of all the computer work obviously that we do, but also because of all the texting that we do. So I want you to be careful if you have those wrist issues. Otherwise, have fun with it and really experiment and play. It's fun. It's a kid's play. So dance like a kid. There you go. Dance like a kid and perform like a pro. I love that. So I'll see you guys in the next video, freebellydanceclasses.com. I love you all for watching. Thank you so much. Bye.